Yep, do that. So this is our playground. Well, one of the many near here. And we are... Cheese! That's Killian. We are having a picnic lunch. And Hunter is wearing a bright yellow shirt and is a streak somewhere off in the playground. He's pretty good about staying where I can see him and not running off into the woods, so I trust him here. And we actually have a really nice beach area that we'll be heading down to later. Probably not today. Killian!
Cheese!
Cheese! Hey everyone, Random Randy here. Alright, don't mind the enormously huge Napster Cat headphones. I am just making sure that everyone can actually hear me this time. Because I went to the trouble of recording a video and actually recorded the entire video, and I rambled for probably 20 some odd minutes and had no sound because my microphone was muted. Needless to say, much rage was had. I wanted to set everything on fire, but I didn't. I was good. I just put Killian down for a nap and took a breather and drank some more coffee, and now everything is fine. So, as you have already seen, this is Vlogust Day 2. It is the 2nd of August, 2017. And now I can take these off knowing that you can hear me because my microphone's actually over here, not here on my gaming headset because the audio through this sucks. So anyway, there, now I don't feel like I'm in a fishbowl. It is the 2nd of August, as I said, and you've seen the cute pictures and clip of us at the park/playground, which is near us. There's actually a beach there, and if it's going to be 100+ degrees this weekend, we're probably going to go swimming, which means I'm going to have to go buy a swimsuit when my husband gets home today because I, having just had children, have not gone swimming in quite some time, and I grew up on a lake, so for me to not even have a swimsuit is catastrophic, and I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. Anyway, so today it is ungodly hot for Washington. The temperature says that it's about 86 degrees outside, and there's supposed to be a high of 93. I call bull and say it's probably already above 90 already. If you're in the shade, it's not too bad, but out in the sun, it is sweltering and so just dry, nasty heat. But at the playground, it's nice because it's right on a lake, so you get the cool breeze off the water. Oh, so nice. So we had lunch, and the kids had fun, and as you could see in the last picture, Killian was so exhausted that he actually laid down on the gravel on one of the parts of the playground and said, "Nap. I take nap." I said, "You're not going to take a nap on the gravel. Get up, let's go get in the car." And then, of course, he was all of a sudden, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave. And it was like, well, too bad. It's getting late. It's almost nap time. I know you're hot. I know you're tired. Let's go. Let's get back home. So, aside from that adventure today, Hunter is hanging out in the dining room, playing with some Play-Doh, watching some PBS Kids. It's 3 in the afternoon and I'm still drinking coffee. Apparently I have high hopes for today. To still be drinking coffee this late. But the good thing about me totally not recording any audio with the last set of videos is that now I've made a short list of notes so I can actually get through all of my points, hopefully much quicker and much less tangentially, because holy mother of God, having both the boys running around in here distracting my attention and pulling me in, even though there's 2 of them, pulling me in 10 directions all at the same time, I probably said the same thing 6 or 7 times and still never got to the point I was trying to get to, so yay for organization. So today, aside from all of the cuteness outside, and yay, we got some vitamin D, which is important because you really need to stockpile that for the very long, dreary winter that is undoubtedly coming. So today I am going to talk about my decision to start implementing and building up multiple income streams. So hopefully I will never ever have to go back, unless at some point in the future when the boys are older, I choose to never go back to working retail. I worked retail for almost 10 years. I was in management for probably 7 of the 9 and some change years that I worked retail, which isn't horrible, but the pay still wasn't that great for what you were doing. Thank God I was never on salary, because seriously, I would have been in the store like 70, 80 hours a week, even if I was only getting paid for 50, 40 something, 45, I think, 45 plus a few. I don't quite remember exactly how many. One of my old managers who I worked with in several stores actually would probably know, because she usually made the schedules. What's up, sweetie?
I want to make some macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, so you need help getting that in there? Here, relax. I think it's because you got the crusty stuff stuck in there from last time. Let me see if I can help. Wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Got
One
it.
fall onto this cheese.
What's up?
One fall onto this cheese.
Oh, you had a little piece of the Play-Doh fly onto that cheek. Do you want to say hi, YouTube?
Hi, YouTube. I'm making some food for mommy.
Thank you, buddy. He likes to make food and cook with his Play-Doh. Kid's gonna be a chef someday with the way he likes to play with food. So anyway, multiple income streams, because I don't want to work retail ever again. Some people love it. I am not one of those people in the slightest. So I am not one of those people who really enjoyed being in a retail environment. I felt like there were too many things that no matter how much you tried to communicate with the higher ups, nothing ever got done about them, or they just felt that the input wasn't necessary, and why would they listen to you anyway? You're an underling in a store and they're corporate level people. Honestly, most of them just don't give a crap about the people at the bottom because they're making their money regardless. And you're replaceable. So there's always that, which is super, super fun to compete with. And as a creative person, I have realized that it will take a very long time, if ever, for me to be able to have one source of income that I am making that will be able to generate enough money that I would feel comfortable only having one. Being a creative person, I have realized that it's going to take me multiple income streams, and I am totally happy and comfortable building up multiple income streams so that I never have to work for the man again. So right now, the things that I already have going, I already have my Etsy shop, which honestly, most months I make maybe, I think my biggest month was November last year, and I made about $300 profit that month. That is the most I have made in a single month on Etsy ever in my life so far. But to be perfectly honest, I have always sucked at making enough inventory and listing on it consistently enough that it keeps me at the top of people's searches without having to pay an arm and a leg for advertisement. So I am working on building up more of an inventory for that, and I'm thinking rather than doing listings piecemeal and only doing 1 or 2 a day, of getting a lot of things all built up at once, having all of my pictures taken and edited, and then hyping it up on social media for a few days to a week before, and then dropping one big shop update all at once, hoping that throwing that much stuff into the Etsy sphere all at once will make enough buyers notice, hopefully, to actually generate some revenue. Because I think right now I have less than 100 followers on my Etsy shop. I'm not even sure how many. I have less than 50 sales total. I know that much. But the majority of those sales have been made in the last year. So that's, if you're looking to actually make money, that's not really very good. But considering that $20 profit in a month is still $20 that you didn't have before that. So ultimately it adds up eventually, but I want to be generating revenue more consistently than that. Because even though my husband has a decent income for now, he's considering getting out of the military once this enlistment is up. And even though that's not for a few years still, I'm kind of starting to feel the panic and the crunch of, oh my God, I've only got 2 years to start making some money at least. So if he's out of a job for hopefully even a small amount of time, we'll still have something coming in. I've been really, really low on the poverty ladder before, and I don't ever want to be there again, especially having kids. So, yeah. Little bit of anxiety and panic is setting in, even though I've still got years. I'd rather get crap going now, so that by the time that happens, I will have enough steady flowing income that is coming into my pockets and our pockets that I won't have to worry about it. Because seriously, worrying about money is one of the worst things in the universe, because there's only so much you can do about it, you know? I'm going to be testing out the ginormous shop update all at once idea, and I will let everybody know how that goes. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I've watched a lot of videos about it, but most of the people who did that already had a fairly large following for their shops and had a much larger inventory in the first place than I will be able to generate if I were to make 2 items a day for the next 2 months. So unfortunately, in regards to creative businesses, you can follow somebody else's advice to the letter, even somebody who has a similar business to you, but it's not always going to work exactly the same. A lot of this stuff is pure experimentation, and that's part of what makes it both exciting and horrifying, to be perfectly honest. I don't really like the whole throw it at the wall until something sticks method, but that's kind of where I'm at this point. So aside from Etsy, I also have YouTube, which you're watching right now, go figure. Right now, I just topped 200 subscribers, and to be perfectly honest, right now YouTube is not making me money because I just don't have enough views and followers to really be considering it revenue yet. But I do have my other tutorial video I'm going to be posting either later this evening or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, because editing this and then uploading this is going to take a while. Right now, at 200 subscribers, I'm making about 50 cents-ish a month is my projected revenue from YouTube and from people clicking on ads. So yay, extra 50 cents, but I think you have to make $10-ish, somewhere in that range. Maybe it's higher than that for YouTube to actually pay you in the first place. So it's going to take me a while to get there, but I'm working on it. So Etsy, YouTube, I also have my ebooks that are only through Amazon right now, but once my Kindle Select program or Kindle Unlimited program, once my first run of that is up with my 2 books that are in it now, that'll be in September or October, I'm not sure which, but they're both going to be done with the 90-day enrollment then, and I'm probably going to expand them into all of the other ebook platforms, iTunes, Barnes & Noble, Google Books, all of that stuff, unless I all of a sudden get tons and tons and tons of Kindle Unlimited reads, which would actually generate me some money. Because even though I've been noticing an increase in the quantity of page reads that I'm having daily, it's still not enough extra to make me want to stay in the program. Because yes, I enjoy writing, I do love it, but trying to make a little bit of money with it so it's not just for the love of. So other stuff in regards to books, when you do your first self-published or indie book, especially if it's self-published, you can pretty much expect that it is going to cost you money rather than make you money at first. Until you get a few more books under your belt, you're probably just kind of throwing your money into this vortex that will eventually spit money back out at you, but it's not instantaneous. It's something you have to work at. And honestly, promotion is my least favorite thing in the universe because it's the reason that I sucked at doing direct selling jobs. I can't do the whole used car salesman shtick. I can't walk up to people and say, you have a face, you need this makeup, or this face wash, or you have a nose, you need this product that will make everything in your house smell like apple pie. It doesn't work for me. That sounded ridiculous. Some people can do it and they excel at it, and that's fantastic. It's just not something that I can do well. It's not something I can get behind, and if you don't believe in it, it's not gonna work for you. So my plan to get out of the first book /lack of profits money dump of having your first book is I have a novella that I'm planning to put out hopefully end of August. I really need to get that finished. I should be able to get it done in about a week and a half, and then edit it. So I have a novella I'm planning to put out around end of August, hopefully beginning of September at the latest. I'm also hoping to power of positive thinking, right? What you put out into the universe is what you get back. So I am going to have another novella, which is the follow-up to Lunatic, which, by the way, I got my paperbacks. Aren't they pretty? I am so proud of this. I'm really super pleased. I know that the video quality is crap because I'm filming on my laptop, but these just totally exceeded my expectations. I mean, if you can even see it with the glare there, I don't know how well you can see. But yeah, I did all of this interior formatting and the cover and everything on top of the writing all by myself. Super, super cool. But I'm hoping to have the sequel to that out towards the end of October. And as of right now, since releasing the book, I have made a whopping $13 in profit, which actually isn't $13 in profit yet because I had a very moderate advertising budget. I spent $40 on ads, and so far I have made $13 back. So right now, I am in the first book red zone, which kind of makes me want to cry a little bit, but I know that that's the way it always is with the first one. So instead of getting discouraged, I'm just going to keep working on it and get the other ones put out, and hopefully it will help boost things up out of the hole soon. Moving on from books and Etsy and YouTube, which I will also mention in regards to books. I have ebooks, I also have paperbacks, which are through CreateSpace that can also be bought on Amazon. But if you get them from CreateSpace, I get 3 times as much money as I do if you buy it from Amazon. I'm also, since I have this amazing microphone, going to be eventually, once I can work out a reasonable schedule for myself, be recording my books into audio versions. So if you buy the digital version and you want to listen to me narrate it, you'll be able to because it will be available through the Audible store and the whatever Amazon calls it. I know that they own Audible, so it'll go through them. But if you buy the ebook version, the audio for it is usually at a greatly discounted rate as opposed to just buying the whole audiobook through Audible itself. So anyway, moving on from books and such, I am also adding eBay to my list of sources of income because we have a ton of things around the house that we never use. We have clothes that I can't wear anymore. There are clothes that the boys can't wear anymore because they're too big now. And rather than taking all of them through the thrift store, which, don't get me wrong, donating to charity is fantastic, but knowing how little of that money actually goes to people in need, I would feel much better about it if I were to actually see the money coming back into our household. That's just my view on that. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about charity and donations and whatnot. So I finally got my half-shell mannequins this morning. I now have one for an adult female, an adult male, a toddler female, and and a non-gendered infant to 18-month-old body shape, which is really cool because sometimes laying things out flat, even if you show every possible angle and nuance of the item, people still want to see what it looks like on. So with those mannequins, I'll be able to do that. And I have a few cheapo fabric backdrops that I got to make the photos look more professional. I finally got a lighting kit with a few umbrella lights. I got it for like $50 on Amazon. It wasn't very expensive at all. But I will actually leave the link for the photo props and whatnot that I got down in the description box below the video. That's also another very small at the moment income stream that I have. If perchance you see links to things, whether they're products or if they're my books or whatever, down in the description box, if they are on Amazon, it is actually an affiliate link. I get a teeny little portion of that sale back. I want to say maybe 10%-ish, somewhere in there. So if you bought my ebook at $2.99, I would get 29 cents of it back, plus the, what is it, like, it's $1 and some change, I think, profit when it's at the $2.99 price point. When an ebook is only 99 cents on Amazon and people complain about the price, look at it from this perspective. The author's only getting 33 cents of that. 33 or 35. I think it came out to 33 point something. So yeah. And if it's $2.99 or higher, you get 70% profit as opposed to 35. But then people complain, oh, your book costs too much, blah, blah, blah. But you'll go buy a $5 coffee and tip somebody who put a cup under a machine for half a second and not think twice about it, but somebody who spends about a year getting one of these together and it's too much to pay $5 for it. Might need to do a little bit of thinking about how that works there, world. Just saying. So, affiliate links, like I said, if you see those things down below my videos, if it's something you're interested in buying, cool. If you use my link, it benefits me. If you choose not to, that's also cool. I'm glad that I let you know about the things that have helped me grow and succeed in regards to business things. What's up, baby?
Water also gives you energy to run.
Water also gives you energy to run. Yes, it does. So right now that puts me at five things that I'm getting money from, or will be getting money from once I start listing stuff on eBay, now that I have all of the stuff to get all my photos taken and get the listings put up. Etsy, YouTube, ebooks, paperbacks, and eBay. I'm going to talk about two things that I actually applied to recently that hopefully I will be hearing about sometime in the next week to 2 months. I have applied to Amazon Handmade, which, if you don't know, Amazon Handmade is essentially like Etsy, but it's through Amazon. It's for handmade items, it's for things that are not mass produced, and you have to go through an application process, and then they say they'll get back to you in about a week. And I just submitted my application today, so hopefully I'll be hearing back from them soon. If you are a maker and you're looking for a marketplace to branch out into other than Etsy, it's something to give a try. I know that there are other handmade marketplaces. I haven't tried any of them yet, so I can't speak on them, but the cool thing about Amazon Handmade is that there's no exclusivity with it. If you have a product that's, say, already on Etsy, you can post that same product on Amazon Handmade, and they're not going to cut it off or anything and say, oh, you can only post things on our site, which is kind of cool because, you know, Amazon is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, online marketplaces. So you have a really good chance of getting your product in front of many more eyes if you go through Amazon than just on Etsy alone. Another thing that I applied for recently is Amazon merch, or merch by Amazon, rather, I think is the proper name for it. But essentially, you are designing t-shirts, and you don't have to print them yourself. You don't have to stock any inventory. Amazon does all of the printing and shipping for you, which is fantastic. I have Photoshop. I know how to do some decent things with Photoshop. I am a font junkie. So I have probably, I'd say 2 or 3 gigabytes worth of really awesome fonts saved up on the computer. I'm capable of doing basic other graphic things, so I feel like I can make some really awesome t-shirts. And I personally am a person all about wearing t-shirts that say all sorts of things, from funny to dark to moderately offensive, because that's just how I roll. Why not wear your mood on your t-shirt for the day and just let everybody know whether they should approach or stay a good healthy 10 feet away and do not engage. Just don't do it. So that is what I'm looking at right now. Ultimately, that will leave me with... Once I get into audiobooks, that will be 8 streams of income that I'm looking at. And if I only make a few $100s with each of those in a month, that's a few $100s that I didn't have, as opposed to putting all of my eggs in one basket. I would have them in multiple different places. So if one of them happens to fall through, I'm not going to be floundering and drowning with no hope of ever getting out of the water. My ultimate goal, which I'm not expecting to happen for probably a few years. Ultimate goal is to be making approximately $5,000 a month with everything combined from all of those income streams. I know better than to think that I'm going to be able to rely on any single one of those to generate that sort of financial volume for quite some time. But my husband is considering getting out of the Army, as I think I may have mentioned before, and I just want to make sure that we don't have to let go of a lot of the comforts that being in the middle class we've gotten used to. I know that sounds ridiculous, and it is ridiculous, but seriously, I don't know what I would do some days without being able to put my kids in front of the TV and put on a streaming service. Be like, here, watch Netflix for an hour so mommy can go take a shower in peace and not have you pound on the door and scream incessantly like you're dying because I walked behind the door, so I may have disappeared forever. If we were closer to home and family and other friends who could occasionally watch the kids, it probably wouldn't be such a necessity. But with so many families in the United States being so far flung from each other, we have no support network, and that's really, really rough to deal with when people say things like, oh, you're being too much of a perfectionist, or you're getting too down on yourself for not doing this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, but these are all things that normal moms do with and for their kids. Me being the anal retentive perfectionist overachiever that I am, not taking into account the fact that all of these normal moms live near their families or near other friends. And no, I'm not saying every single one who does has those things, but a very large portion of people who say, oh, just take time to yourself and relax and have somebody watch the kids when you're getting too stressed out. I don't have that. My husband works all the time. The few other moms that I do know here, one of them is actually working now. It's not an option to have somebody else watch the kids, even if it was just for an hour so I could get out of the house and breathe. Babysitters here, oh my lord, I should get into babysitting because the quantity of money that people expect to watch your kids for a few hours is ridiculous, and there's no way that we could pay it. We make pretty decent money right now, and that's just not even on the table. We would have to be saving up money for pretty much a month for my husband and I to be able to go on a date and have somebody watch our kids for, say, 3 hours. We would have to be saving money for a month for that to happen. And there's all these people I know back home who send their kids off to the grandparents for the weekend and are going on vacations and this, that, and the other thing. And it's kind of stressful that we can't do those things, and I feel like we should be doing those things. So I need to start making money, and I need to start making more money, and I need to start making it fast. And in order to do that, I need to start getting rid of extra clutter in the house. And if my husband gets out of the army, then that means we have to have less stuff in the house anyway, because we're going to want to have less crap to pack up and move. Because we'll probably be going all the way back over to the East Coast and likely to Maine to settle once he is out of the military. So there are just a lot of things that are building right now that are magnifying my depression and anxiety to levels that are horrendously unhealthy. So I'm not sleeping, but every waking moment, all I feel is I need to be more productive. There are so many more things that I could be doing right now, that I should be doing right now, that I love my children, but it makes me agitated as hell with them when trying to accomplish a task in a linear fashion. If you have children, you understand, is just about impossible. It will be, let's get our shoes on and go to the park. And that means that we have to change a diaper, usually twice, have to get Hunter to go to the bathroom, have to find socks, shoes, make sure water cups are filled, make sure I have an extra bottle of water to refill their cups with and for me to drink. Probably take a snack, possibly give them a snack before we leave the house, potentially pack a lunch, make sure I have my phone charged, make sure the dog has gone out, make sure the dog and cat have food and water. And before you know it, we were planning to leave the house and it's been 40 more minutes and we're still not out of the house and the kids are getting grumpy and I'm getting agitated because it feels like no matter what, I can't just get up and go. There's always 9 million things to be done, and there's always more things that I didn't get to finish. It drives me insane. So, long story short, even though this is still long story long, lots and lots of rambling, and I'm going to quit now or I'm just going to keep going, and this video is probably going to end up being about half an hour anyway, even though I was hoping to shorten it. Before I ramble on for another 20 minutes about the joyous joy that is being an army wife and a stay-at-home mom and being absolutely nowhere near my what would be natural built-in support network, I am going to end the video here, and I will either get that crochet tutorial uploaded tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, and I will see you guys all for another vlog tomorrow. Hopefully that will not be quite so long. So if you stuck around through the whole video, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys all later. Bye!